Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Retro Asylum, and yes, it's still kind of dark outside for some reason. Lord, okay, there we go. But yeah, I haven't uploaded anything on this channel for a while because really, I haven't been able to really come up with anything to talk about, I guess. But I guess I can talk about what's been happening. I've had a decent amount of sales. I was trying to keep it around the 375 mark, and every time I get close to that mark, or I hit that mark, I start selling stuff. So it's kind of crazy. And a lot of my stuff are like $5 items. They're stuff that people would kind of dismiss as you can't make money on this. And I'm sitting there and I'm making, I may not make a whole lot of money, but I mean, it's like every once in a while I'm going to hit something where somebody's paying me $4 for a vintage book that somebody would, really just not even sell. So the thing you gotta, so that's something I want to talk about in this video. And I don't know how long the thing's gonna go. If it cuts off, I'll probably just go ahead and upload it the way it is. So if it cuts me off, then you'll know that I didn't intend to end it that soon. But there is so many items out there, and I did videos before where I talk about thinking outside the box and things like that, and don't necessarily listen to what everybody says, doesn't sell, because you can sell pretty much anything unless you're breaking the rules of eBay, but basically, like, if you see a bunch of vintage books and you can get them for super cheap, see what you can do with them. Can you sell them in a lot? Can you sell them and check to see if any of them are worth individually? A good way to do that is just to type up, like if it's a series or something, type up the thing and see if any of them are selling for a good amount, because you can sort by, different things, and even if they haven't sold for a good amount, if you can get them cheap enough, you could flip them and make some money. I've had so many things that I've gotten, like, on half off day at Goodwill that a lot of you probably are passing on, and I'm turning around and flipping it and making, it may not be all profit, but a good example is I paid 50 cents for this one book, and I sold it for $3 plus shipping, and that's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. But if you do that over and over and over and over and over again, that adds up. And I've sold vintage books for $4 and more before that I did the same exact thing with, that I've got on half off day at Goodwill, or just a regular day at Goodwill, and I pick up a book and sell it for $7, $8. It's crazy, the kind of thing. Cassettes are also something that people really, really discount. Now, I will say that all cassettes are not created equal. You don't really know what people want as far as cassettes are concerned. But the thing that I will tell you is that there's probably a time frame you should go by, list a cassette, and what I do is I test them, and I kind of started to notice that maybe I should start lotting them up by artist if they're not moving on their own. So what I'm probably going to do soon is lot up them by artist. And what I do is I typically charge $4.99 per cassette. And the reason I do that, and it's Shed Flips and Garage Flips mentioned this, and it made me think about this to do with cassettes, is test them. And it doesn't take very long to test a cassette. Get a cheap cassette thing, because it's going to make you the money back. I bought one, I think, for like 15, maybe a little more, but you're going to make that money back testing cassettes. I guarantee I've made $100 off cassettes so far this year. It's insanity what you can do with cassettes. All you do is just hit play, listen to it for a little bit, make sure the audio quality is okay. And if it's not, just list it in the description, say, well, the audio fades in and out, blah, 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 it's not perfect. And don't list that one at $4.99. I list those usually at $2.99. And you can still move them because they still want to hear the music. But yeah, list them at $4.99. All you do is hit play, listen to it for a little bit, see if the audio is okay. Rewind it a little bit, play it again, fast forward it, play it again, and I do the same thing on both sides. And it takes a little bit of time, but the thing is, once you put tested in all caps in the title, that helps, I think, to sell it. Now, I knew people have said don't put caps in the title, but I think that's an exception. When you're putting tested or something like that in the subject title, I think that kind of, you're trying to explain that it has been tested and it does work, and things like that. If you might put in the title, like certain things like that, I think eBay would probably kind of null and void. This guy's just doing friggin' donuts in the middle of the parking. I'm not even in the back of the parking lot. Anyways, he just circled around the flipping cars. Yeah, and it's been crazy what I've been selling. I also have been getting into shirts, and I totally bombed on these vintage t-shirts that I bought. I got a bad batch of vintage t-shirts because I got a thing of vintage t-shirts, and they were pretty much all sports with text, pretty much. And I got a really cool beer shirt, but all of them had defects. They were all stained. It was ridiculous. I mean, I listed every single one of them, and I'm hoping that at least one of them makes me money. And then I'll turn around and just, start hitting, easy. What's that thing called eBay? That's on mobile, like, just let it automatically go down. Because once I sell one and make my money back, I'm just going to be like, okay, all the other ones, easy pay, whatever, let it go down on its own. And I won't care about as long as I make my money back. Because I think I spent like $27 on them. And it's not a lot. And I know what people are thinking. It's like, well, you get what you pay for. But the shirts that were shown, it showed like a Harley Davidson shirt. It showed some other shirts that were supposedly vintage, and they looked a little cooler than what I got. Like, I didn't get, I got a Disney shirt, and that's the only one I haven't got listed yet. And it's probably the one that's going to sell immediately when I sell it. But the last time I went to Goodwill, I was looking at the t-shirts. And the last couple times I went to Goodwill, I actually looked at t-shirts before everything happened. And I kind of been looking on Facebook Marketplace to see if I can find anybody selling stuff. But a lot of people know what they have, and people are getting a little smarter nowadays. But the good thing about everything going down is I sold a lot of stuff. And I have kind of moved to Mercari to kind of look at Mercari as well to see if I can flip things on there. And I think what came from all of this is that you need to learn how to source if something happens like this. And I think a lot of people were not ready. They always assumed that nothing would happen like this. And I actually had stuff to list. I still have stuff to list, to be completely honest. But like I said, I sell a lot of smalls. I sell a lot of things like buttons and pens, vintage toys, little Happy Meal toys, things like that. Take pictures of them, list them. Super easy to ship out. Super easy to, I buy weird things I can get for really, really low money, and to turn around and flip them for $5 or more. That's really basically what I do. And I have made pretty decent amount of money this year. By middle of 2019 to now, I think I have seriously changed my reselling game. I've started to streamline it with getting shipping supplies. One of the biggest things I think that I can tell somebody that's starting out in reselling is to really sell, and get your buy your envelopes in bulk. Maybe from like Walmart or Dollar Tree. Get them as cheap as possible, but don't go overboard until you get a little bit of money. Like once you hit that $40 mark, and once you start getting that $50 mark, and you keep on buying inventory, and you have a decent amount of inventory, once you hit that $100 mark, and it's your bankroll at the moment, I would really stress about getting one size of envelope. Like whatever you deal in, that's what I would work on getting. Also, if you deal in clothes or anything that's soft that you can ship in a poly mailer, those are very inexpensive. Those are like $15 for like 100, I think, or it could be less actually. I'm thinking it is less. It's like 10 or 12 for like almost like 100 or 50 or something like that. And they're really good to have for that kind of stuff. And even some stuff like that doesn't exactly fit in a bubble mailer. Maybe it's just like a little bit too much. You know, tape the bubble mailer shut so that it is shut, but then put it in a poly mailer, seal that, and then put the shipping label on there. So that's a good tip for people starting out, is to get those two supplies. That's what you want to have. Also, something also you can do when you very first start out, and like I said, this channel is kind of what I want to do, is show you how I'm going through everything and how, you know, you can do this and not spend a lot of money, is printing your label and taping it onto whatever you're shipping it out. It does work. I have done that ever since now. I do not like stickers and stuff like that. It seems pointless to me. Maybe down the road when I can print the individual stickers off on Dymo, that might be something when I get enough money to do that. But right now, it just seems like logistically, it doesn't, and cost effective, it's not very cost effective for me. Once I start getting more and more shipments and I get more inventory, that may be something to think about down the road, is to get that kind of thing. But right now, I have a thermal printer that I print the labels out. The ink is like, it lasts for a long, long time. And I think you pay like $20, $22. So yeah, that's what I do. Tape it on. You have to buy tape. You have to have scissors. That's usually the main thing I do. I have Scotch tape because I also use, which is another, I guess, trick I could tell you guys, is that I use the bread bags to put things in and to kind of roll it up and then tape it, and so things can stay like contained within a bag. And then I put it in the container you're going to be putting them in to sell. So that this kind of protects like it not getting stuff on it, you know. So I mean, I don't really deal with liquid stuff, but I think that would kind of help. That if you happen to have shampoo you're selling or something like that and it spills, you know, it wouldn't really get on the item. You would be able to try and salvage it from that bag and stuff like that. So there you go. My wife's going to be yelling and wondering where the hell I'm at. I shoot a short video. I sanitize my hands, I promise. Everything going on is crazy. Hope you guys are having a great time, and you guys just stay safe out there and everything, and I will continue to try not to touch my face, but that's kind of impossible. Hope you guys are having a good time, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave comments down below. Any other tips you could give people for being new resellers. There's probably stuff that I missed. But this is just like a random video telling you how I'm doing. But yeah, I've been selling pretty good. I've been, selling about $25 a week or more on eBay. Pretty good, pretty good. Even bought myself a PS2 for a present. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. I'll catch you guys later. Keep rocking, and bye.